Hades is going to be the next game by the indie developer Supergiant Games, what are well known to make very stunning and quality games. They made Bastion, Transistor and Pyre. You might know these games and played them, so you know the devs deliver good titles. Now for the next game, they decided this time to put the game in early access, building up the game from there with the community, and damn, the game looks very promising so far, almost hitting its full release state, where in this video I will cover why this game could well be a next roguelike masterpiece. Hades' setup is based around the Greek mythology, where you play as the son of Hades, Zagreus. Being the prince of the Underworld will surely come with responsibilities, but like most kids, they want to do something else instead and find his own way to reach the gods of Olympus. Here, he will be escaping the house of Hades, venturing to the dungeons of the Dead Realm to reach the top of Mount Olympus. But if you fail, you will be sent back to the house of Hades to wait some awkward conversations with your father. So when I first played the game, I was like, it's just standard roguelike stuff. You go through the dungeon, die, become stronger, understand the mechanics of the combat system, and you complete the game. But with this game, what blew my mind was the interactions of the characters in the whole roguelike setup. The voice acting makes the game so good and makes each run interesting. Every time you fail, the characters in the world react to what happened in your runs, where you either got killed or when you reach another dungeon on your run and died there. The characters have voice lines what will be reacting to that, but they also have lines of their own to unravel the story what will be presented to you each time you come back from your escape attempt and how far you got escaping the Underworld. Now, surely you're going to try escaping again after you failed, because that's the point of the game, to reach the gods of Olympus. But the good part is, the gods want you to reach them, so they will give their blessings to you when venturing to the Underworld. And there is quite a lot of them, with each of them having voice lines, what makes the game again blow your fucking minds how good it is with interacting with the roguelike setup, and make the game a fun experience with the fresh new lines they give each time you get a boon from them. What boons basically are, they're a boost to overall combat mechanics of the game, so let's explain a little how these work. So you control Zagreus from a top side down view. Here you will have multiple variations of weapons to choose from, what can be unlocked with resources. So all weapons have a normal attack and a special attack. Now where the boons come in, they can enhance the attacks of the weapons with the passive bonuses, what comes with the boon of the god. So for example, if you have a boon for Zeus, you will deal lightning with your attacks, and for other gods, you will of course get another unique bonus of their own. They will not only boost your attacks, but also give your dodge extra bonuses, power up your cast to give an ability linked to that god, and able to do a call ability from the god you got it from. Further, you will gain overall passive bonuses from the boons they give, so the more boons you have, the stronger you're going to be during your runs facing the dungeons. The dungeons are set up by multiple small rooms where you need to fight waves of enemies to gain access to the next room. After each room, you can see what you will gain as a reward if you choose to go to that room, and how challenging the enemies are going to be in that room by the skull icon displayed before the reward. This can mean that enemies will have extra health armor to not get stunned by your attacks, and more stronger enemies to make the room harder. Completing the more challenging rooms will let the reward you got from the room be better, so it will be more risk reward that you can get better boons or upgrades, but you will need to face more difficult enemies, what might give you a harder time. So at the end of each dungeon, you're going to face a boss, what is quite interesting because bosses are communicating with Zagreus, so again it will blow your mind how consistent the interactions are in this game, and the lines they will speak is focused on how that you have met them the first time, or that they've beaten you before and now speak in a way that they are better than you, or that you already beaten them and now they feel like they're less of a challenge but still want to go at it. So this again makes boss fights fresher each time you're going to face them all over again, because that's the point of a roguelike. As for how many dungeons there are right now in the early access version, there are 4 in the game and they look very good. The art design of what Supergiant Game uses for their games makes Hades look very beautiful overall, and the backgrounds in the rooms look very stunning and are very detailed. So roaming through these dungeons will probably make your eyes bleed with rainbows, if that is even possible. But let me explain what I mean by this though. So each room in the game is of colorful artwork and has the setting of the Underworld Greek mythology, what fits the game location that there are in the realm of the dead, and enhances the storytelling of the game as well. The characters themselves have this blurry look that you aren't looking like a cartoon swinging your sword around, but that it makes it look more solid when moving your character around, as well as facing the enemies, because they also have this look, what looks all around better when moving through the world from this artwork. For the soundtrack of the game, it is very solid. It gives the vibe that you are in the underworld, and fights will come with action soundtracks what make them more thrilling, so the music is alright in my taste. It is not over the top, but it's not bad at all, so it is good enough to be entertaining when playing the game. Because the game is in early access and doesn't have the real ending in the game yet, the end game is still kinda unknown what it 100% can be. As of how it is right now, if you have beaten the game so far, you will get an option to make the game harder by adding heat skulls to a custom option tab before you're starting a new run, and gain extra rewards linked to how far you can go with the different variation of weapons. The last patches are coming very soon, so when the game is fully out, the replayability of this game will be very big. I am sure, because of right now, you can already replay the game with harder settings to make the game fresh, and you will still get new dialogue from characters as well with each escape attempt, so you can keep playing the game to get new story. What I found very attractive of the game is the gameplay itself. You will need to be really fast in the game to not get hit as much, and learn the enemy attacks to counter them, and also learn your own weapon moveset with the extra upgrades to make them more effective. It makes me keep thinking about how I'm going to make the run work for me, with the variation of boons you can get from the gods as well, and use them effectively to make a good build to beat the run. And for sure, many times you won't get the same boons, so your runs will always be different than the last, what makes each run a fresh start. If you are interested in playing roguelikes, then I definitely recommend Hades. It won't disappoint you, and if you do decide to pick it up, or if you already got it and want to learn some tips for the game, you can check out the guides for beginners when they're up to help you get through the game. But that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment to share your thoughts. Subscribe for more related gaming topics like this one. And I guess you can leave a like if you liked it, or a dislike if you didn't. But I thank you for watching, and I see you all next time.